My paddles. As I run from the park, I keep hearing my sister's yelp in my head. Still, with every step, my doubts grow. Sometimes we hear what we want to hear. The animal shelter is closed, just down the street. But there's nothing quick about the trip. Water rushes past like a raging river. The sun's been swallowed by black clouds. I pick my way through muddy front yards, avoiding the worst of the water. I ain't much of a swimmer. It doesn't come up much in my line of work, though I do a passable dog paddle. The problem is my paddles. My paws are tiny, not much to work with when you're fighting a flood. I see a couple humans with flashlights, carving tunnels in the sheeting rain, but mostly the street seems eerily abandoned, especially after the chaos of the park. The shelter is at the bottom of the slight hill. Rain pooled outside the front door, despite a pile of sodden sandbags. A police car is out front, parked at an odd angle. I find some footing on large rock near the door. Takes me three slippery tries, but I manage to leap onto the topmost sandbag. I bark with all I've got, but I might as well be voiceless between the wind and the rain and the howling animals begging for escape. Inside, I pause to listen. I hear humans shouting, and I can make out what sound like police radio chatter, but I don't hear boss. I'm right here, right at the source. Nothing. It wasn't her bark I heard. She's dead, and I'm crazy and hearing things, and drenched and shivering. And where's Julia? Where's George? Hey, little guy. The door eases open, just a crack. Every bone in my body, every smart part of my doggy brain says, run. This is an animal shelter, a flooding one, apparently. My sister isn't here, and I still have to find George and Julia. The door moves. Swoop! The loop comes down around my neck so fast that for a moment, I don't know what it is. It's like a cowboy's lasso, the kind in the Western movie I used to watch with Ivan. But this lasso is at the end of a long metal handle. And at the end of the metal handle is a man. Stay calm, buddy. The man eases me gently but firmly off the sandbags and through the door. I'm inside in Bow Wow Big House, the Hound Pound, the Pet Pokey. Oops. The return of Snickers. The man pulls me along with his lasso. I decide not to argue. We enter a small room stacked with animal filled metal cages, and I'm assaulted by howls and hisses. The cold water on the floor sloshes as we walk, just skimming my belly. As bad as my smeller is, I instantly pick up on one distinctive odor. It's like the world's worst perfume, the kind old ladies emit, the kind people spray on their dogs to camouflage their lovely dog stink, the kind Snicker wears. I catch a glimpse of her in the upper cage, Bedrigal, Belle in her droopy hair. Snick, baby, fancy meeting you here, I say. You look good behind bars. Hairbrain, she replies. Hey, calls a rabbit two cages down. Watch your language. Matt couldn't deal with you, I asked Snickers. He brought me here because he thought it would be safer. Seems he may have been mistaken, I say, carefully grabbing my scruff. Cowboy lifts me into an upper cage. He pulls the lasso loose and shuts the barred door. I'm not happy, but it's a relief to be out of my news. Oh, great, another one, calls a woman wearing tall rubber boots. She pauses in the doorway. I thought we were turning people away. People, yes, says Cowboy, but this pup came solo. TikTok folks, says an older, ruddy faced officer. He's holding a radio in my hand and a flashlight in the other. You are running out of time. We hear ya. But first, we've got to move everybody who's lower level. Boots sigh. Last hurricane, we had 2 feet to deal with. I swear they're getting worse. Climate change, says the officer. What are you gonna do? More than we're doing, says Boots. That much is for sure. I'll move the dog from room 2, Cowboy offers. There are only a couple on the bottom level. We're out of cages though. We'll have to double up. Put the little female in with the new guy, says Boots. They look like twins. I'm shivering, and it's not because I'm cold. I press my hurt nose to the metal bars. I smell something. I do. I hear something. I do. Cowboy returns, dog in arms, a bark. That bark. The door to my cage opens. Hey, I say automatically, even as my heart is already whispering the truth to me. They call me Bob. They call me boss, says the voice. But by now, I know. Of course, I know. And I'm howling with joy. Alive. Thunder claps, shutters fly, windows rattle, water rushes, dog whimpers, cats howl, people yell, and all I can hear is my sister's voice.